The Cowboys have a choice when it comes to the quarterback position, and their choice is to stick with Dak Prescott. And a report came over the weekend regarding the latest offer the Cowboys have made. And it was strange to me because it wasn't couched the way maybe it could have been or should have been. Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News reported that the Cowboys have offered $33 million per year to Dak Prescott. Now, there was a report back in September they offered $33 million per year, but that's a different analysis then, because $33 million in new money when he's in the last year of his rookie contract, that's about $28 million at signing based upon what he made last year, which was $2 million.
Right.
Now, $33 million per year now, when he has no contract, when there is no new money, when it's total value at signing of $33 million. Chris, Russell Wilson, who is the highest paid quarterback right now in the NFL at $35 million a year in new money, the value of his deal at signing was $31.4. Dak Prescott currently can be, if he wants to be, the highest paid player in NFL history, and so far he hasn't accepted that contract that would put him ahead of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised. I can't lie about it. I mean, if this report is real, and we have no reason to think it's not at this point, I would think that this would be a deal that Dak Prescott wants to take. I just, again, I'm totally always in the player. You're the same way as me. We're on the side of the player. The billionaire has billions already. The player only has so many years to strike. And I'm all for them trying to get all the money they can. But, man, what at face value wouldn't you like about this deal? And if I'm Dak Prescott, again, now with this type of, talk or rumor or evidence that coming out that he's being offered this, he's going to creep down the road here of looking a little selfish if he doesn't be careful here and if he continues to squeeze them for more and more money is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying there.
Let me add this, though.
Yeah.
Okay, the report is $33 million per year plus $105 million guaranteed. Now, that doesn't tell us how much is fully guaranteed at signing,
right,
which is one of the key metrics. And the signing bonus is the most important because that's the money that you earn the moment you put your name on the document.
Right.
Fully guaranteed salary, that's almost as good. Fully guaranteed roster bonuses in future years, that's almost as good. The signing bonus fully guaranteed is the thing they can never take away because you earn that money the moment you put your name on the contract. But we don't know. Aaron Rodgers has less total guaranteed money than Russell Wilson, but Aaron Rodgers has significantly more that was fully guaranteed at signing than Russell Wilson, by almost $10 million. So the devil is going to be in those details, and we don't know what those details are.
You're right, they are.
And the other side of it, too, is if you got a bunch of fake, phony years at the back end, they can drive up the average value of a deal. What's the cash flow year 1, 2, and 3? Like if all of a sudden the contract is jacked up to $50 million a year in years 4, 5, and 6, that's going to drive up the average, but he's never going to make that money. So that's part of it too. So we need to know more about it. And also, Chris,
you're right.
His leverage right now is the franchise tag.
Yeah.
And if the Cowboys are going to apply the exclusive franchise tag, they're going to have to offer him more than $31 million this year alone, with a promise of a 20% raise next year. And that's what he is comparing this offer to.
Sure.
I can get nearly $70 million over 2 years under the franchise tag. Why would I trade that in for a long-term deal that averages 33? So, yeah, again, they allowed it to get to this point. This is on the Cowboys. And now Dak Prescott is using his leverage to the fullest, and he has every right to do it, and I fully support it. And if because the alternative is don't use the franchise tag and let him go to the market. Let the market decide what he's worth. Maybe he's not worth $33 million. There's only one way to find out. And if the Cowboys don't like it, if the fans don't like it, then maybe that's what they should do.
Well, the benefit, too, to what you're saying, and you're right. The formula they're using, whether the exclusive, franchise tag this year, then the 20% in the next year. But the argument they also could make is that, hey, we're going to guarantee you more money, substantially more money, than that $70 million altogether, and you're going to get that. Now, it might take 3 or 4 years, whatever it may be, but it is more long-term security. That's what the Cowboys ownership can at least say there about that. Now, this is to me one of the problems of the NFL right now, again. And I love Dak Prescott. You know that. I love the guy. I totally think he's the franchise for the Dallas Cowboys. But within saying I think he's the franchise for the Dallas Cowboys at the quarterback position, I also don't think he's in the class of Watson, Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson. I don't think he's there. And this is, to me, where the owners have really screwed it up, to where I just don't understand where, they've let it be where the next guy up always signs the richest contract. Like right now, Russell Wilson should just be the highest paid quarterback. And that should be it. Nobody should get more money than that. Nobody.
What about Mahomes?
Well, until Mahomes signs, right. Until Mahomes signs. And that's the kind of guy that deserves to be that. And to me, that's where the owners have botched just a little bit, because they've led players to believe that if you're even in the top 10 conversation at your position, when it's your time to sign, you're going to one-up everybody and become the richest at that position in the history. And that, to me, is where it's gone wrong at the quarterback market and gotten skewed and gone crazy. I mean, the fact that we were saying the words Derek Carr is the richest player in the history of the NFL is insane. The fact that we were saying Jimmy Garoppolo is like the highest paid quarterback in football is insane. That's insanity.
It didn't last long.
I know.
It didn't last long.
But it's still
Kirk Cousins was the next one, like 2 weeks later.
Well, right, and I want to curse about that too, because that is freaking insane. That their names are ever above some of the other people at that time or right now that are truly in the elite cream of the crop category. And that's something that needs to get corrected here, too. And, I'm all for Dak Prescott getting his money, but I also just want to see the guy succeed and be successful. And I kind of root for him, and I want some money left over. Go ahead, jump in.
It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. You've already done the damage. You're never going to interview Dak Prescott again. We're never going to get Derek Carr on the show. Not that we had a chance. Anyway, here's 2 things that happened.
Yeah.
One, Tom Brady, in never maxing out what he could earn, I think kept the market from being what it could be.
Okay.
Because when you get the absolute top dollar for the best guy in the sport, the other guys fall in line behind, making a heck of a lot more than they would be making without Tom Brady stretching the rubber band as far as he can. And I think it's also harder to justify paying quarterbacks more when the guy who's clearly the best quarterback is consciously choosing less.
Sure.
The other side of this coin is that Aaron Rodgers committed to an ultra long-term deal through 2019, and there were several years where the market just stagnated.
Right.
Because it was him and Joe Flacco at the top, and Drew Brees was in that mix as well, but it wasn't really growing. And it started with Andrew Luck, then Derek Carr, then Jimmy Garoppolo, then Kirk Cousins, then Matt Ryan, then Aaron Rodgers, then Russell Wilson, and Ben Roethlisberger's kind of wedged in there between Rodgers and Wilson. But it really started to happen in fast succession, and now I think it's flattening out a little bit, and part of the challenge is figuring out where Dak Prescott fits. Let me throw this one at you.
Yeah.
And we've seen how quickly circumstances can change. 1 week ago today, the thought of Tom Brady possibly playing for the 49ers was inconceivable. But Deion Sanders kept banging the drum. Peter King picked up the other stick and was banging it as well. You and I started talking about it. Then Tom Curran got in on the act. Kieran Gurigian of the Boston Herald was in on it. And then it becomes a thing, right? It has life.
Yeah.
So here we are this Monday. We're a week away from Tom Brady becoming a free agent. And all this talk of the 49ers possibly getting him, 49ers possibly getting him, 49ers possibly getting him. So he's coming to the NFC. At what point does Jerry Jones say enough with Dak? I'm going to go get Tom Brady, and I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to load up the can, and I'm getting in on this. If he's coming to the NFC, he's coming to the Cowboys. Could that pop up out of nowhere this week, like the 49ers seemingly popped up out of nowhere last week?
Oh, I would be shocked. I just can't imagine. There's more questions about the Cowboys right now. I mean, we all see the talent on their roster, but we got to see somebody kind of like put it all together and, make a...
You mean like Mike McCarthy?
Well, yeah, exactly. We got to see him do it, And then also, I would argue to that fact, if I was like having to talk to Jerry Jones and stuff, I would go, man, all right, I know you want to win a Super Bowl and all that. You bring Brady to town, though, there's a very real possibility that you're putting yourself in. If I don't win it this year, then I'm not going to win it, and we're going to take 2 or 3 steps back. Maybe if he decides to retire after this year, or Father Time really catches up with him at 43, and we still really see a drop off. Whoa! Then hey, Mr. Jones, 2021, your season's ruined, and now you're probably going to have to wait 2 or 3 more years to rebuild the team a little bit and find another quarterback to lead you to the Super Bowl. So that would be the risk I would argue to them, to where Dak Prescott, you sign him up, he gives you the Super Bowl window is open for a number of years going forward here, and we've talked about Jerry's not getting any younger.
They were 8-8 last year.
Right.
That's the thing.
Okay.
But And I know they have a new coach now, but what has Dak Prescott done from a wins and losses standpoint to make you think the Super Bowl window's open when they didn't even get to the playoffs last year?
But because I don't look at it anything as far as Dak Prescott. I look at it things like going, man, this defense with all this talent never dominates a good offense. Never. They just let teams go up and down the field. And then I go, damn, here we are at the end of the year, and there's no motions or no shifts again. And nobody's capitalizing on anything on the offensive side of the ball. I didn't look at it and go, damn, Dak Prescott's really holding the Cowboys back. If they had somebody else, no, I don't say that. In fact, I found myself saying that more about Tom Brady and the Patriots than I did Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, where I went in some games and said, damn, Tom did not help the team out in this game. As I've mentioned here before this year, you could this was the first year ever we could sit here and go, Brady didn't win one game for the Patriots this year. He was good. I'm not trying to sit here and crap on Tom Brady, but this is the first year of his career where I could sit here and look at all 16 games and go, there's not one game I can look at and go, man, if they didn't have Tom Brady, there's no way they win that game. All right, so that to me, that there's something to that as well as far as where Tom's at in his career.
And look, I think that the world is different than it was when the Cowboys were trying to find Tony Romo, and when they were trying to find a good quarterback and they found Tony Romo undrafted, and they got Dak Prescott in round 4. I think it's easier to find quarterbacks now than back when they were flailing around between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo.
It is, you're right.
And I think, look, Jerry Jones is so much about now. I'm just trying to discern whether or not all this smoke that is pointing toward Tom Brady to San Francisco would be enough. When you consider that Dak Prescott is saying no thank you to $33 million per year, where's the point where Jerry says screw it, right? Let's go get Tom Brady. Let's put him in number 12 if Roger Staubach says it's okay. And we've given you a chance, folks, to see what it looks like. We have the photographic evidence of Tom Brady in the Cowboys uniform. There it is. There it is, with Staubach's number and his body and everything but his eyes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bring back the old 2-bar face mask, too, and that would make it awesome.
But, Mike, you made the right point. The right point is, yes, we're hearing about the Dak Prescott contract and $33 million a year and new money, high. But we don't know. It's propaganda at this point. We don't know any of the details. The guaranteed money, the signing bonus, or the guaranteed at signing, all that could be far less than what's acceptable for, a guy like Dak Prescott too. So until we hear all those type of numbers, I'm not going to sit here and yell at Dak Prescott and say, how could you not take this offer?
And maybe this leak was aimed not at pressuring him to take it, but poisoning the well just a little bit in the event that at some point this week, Jerry Jones decides all these quarterbacks out there, whether it's Tom Brady or anybody else, I'm going all in with somebody else. We don't know what Mike McCarthy thinks of Dak Prescott, and he's not going to tell us what he thinks of Dak Prescott.
No.
But there's a lot of factors here. I'm not ruling out anything, and I want chaos, so I'm inclined to say these things, but I don't rule out anything when it comes to the Cowboys and Jerry Jones because he wants to win now, and they were 8-8 last year, and a new coach may not be enough, in his view, to get them over the top.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.